Tulsi Gabbard says Operation Mockingbird is still active for now. If y'all don't know what Operation Mockingbird is, that's when basically our own intel agency would work with the mainstream media to push narratives, to push propaganda, and things like that. And it started way back in the day. Um, and we were told years ago that it's no longer in operation. That's what makes it so fascinating, because it's obvious that they are. But we're going to play the clip and hear what Tulsi Gabbard has to say about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, let's get right to this clip here. Here we go.
The media being used as a propaganda mechanism. We saw it flatly. I mean, I think it's the smoking gun, quite frankly, of the Obamagate narrative and the Russiagate narrative, that it was so baked in that the New York Times and Washington Post went and ran with it. Some would say that that's part of Operation Mockingbird. Some would say that that's part of what we learned in the Church Committee, that the intel agencies were using media outlets as their mouthpieces, and that those mouthpieces would parrot the official narrative. And I wanted to ask you, is this operation still going on? Are you aware of the intel agencies working directly with media outlets in order to push prescribed narratives that may or may not be true?
It's something that we've already had to deal with, Benny, within this administration, where there are people within the intelligence community who believe that their will is more important than the will of the American people, and will weaponize intelligence by leaking it to their friends within the mainstream media with the intent of undermining President Trump's agenda. It is not one that he hasn't already talked about in every rally and town hall that he did throughout the campaign. I don't even know how many there were, but President Trump is enacting the very thing he promised the American people he would do in this election. So people in the intelligence community, they may agree, they may disagree. That's not the point here. As intelligence professionals, as people who work in the national security space, in the intelligence community, they are required to fulfill their mandate to their oath to the Constitution of the United States, and to the President of the United States, who was duly elected by the American people. Those who leak intelligence to their friends in the mainstream media with the intent of undermining the president who was elected by the American people, none of these intelligence professionals were. They are subverting the will of the people and therefore undermining the Constitution.
It's wild that you're still having to deal with that. Call it what you will. But Operation Mockingbird, just incredible that they were just out with it, that they were using the media as government organs to push propaganda, and it's still happening today.
This is why what we're doing is so important, Benny,
Yes.
and this is why President Trump's mandate in this is really critical, is by exposing the truth, by exposing the bad actors within the intelligence community and in the political space, who are weaponizing intelligence to advance their own political interests, is so important to be able to turn the light on in places that have been dark for far too long, expose the truth, and drive accountability. That's the only way that we can actually shift this and begin the work to try to restore trust in the intelligence community.
That's the thing there. If no one is ever held accountable for this stuff, it's going to continue to happen. No one has been held accountable for these leaks that's been happening. No one been held accountable for basically subverting government, like he said. No one has been held accountable for any of these things. The whole Russia hoax, letting Hillary Clinton off the hook, everything that's been going on, Obama and the dirty stuff he's been doing. Everyone's been getting away with it for so long. It's kind of hard to be optimistic and believe that this will ever come to an end, because like she's basically coming out her mouth and saying that Operation Mockingbird is still happening, and like how is it still happening now? How is no one being held accountable for this right now during this time in this administration. Like, it's wild to me. So I'm not very optimistic that this will ever end. All we can do is try to wake more people up and have people aware of the propaganda that the mainstream media has been spewing on the public for so long. And the thing is, a lot of their manipulation and propaganda is no longer working. A lot of people no longer trust the mainstream media, rightfully so. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.